Welcome to Outdoor Horizons. This is Wally Banffy.
And Gary Engberg.
And Gary, we got two special guests today. How would you like to introduce our guests?
Well, we got Jim Kohl and his son Jeff, and they're with North County Marketing. And you're representing here, we're representing Browning and Winchester. We're at the Sauk Prairie Trap Club on Saturday, June 20th.
Jim, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Wally.
What's new with Browning Firearms?
Well, probably the biggest thing for 2009 is the introduction of a new semi-auto shotgun called the Maxus. Eventually it'll be available in both 3 and 3.5 inch chambers. This year's production will focus primarily on 3.5 inch guns.
And Jeff, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Wally. Thanks for having me.
And you're out here and demonstrating what's new with Winchester Firearms.
What?
Got some new guns out there, that Super X3.
Yep. The Super X3 has been a hugely successful gun for us this year. Everybody that's purchased one has been extremely happy, and it's really been promoted well, and it's a gun that Winchester is very excited about, and will continue in the line here in 09.
Jim, with the kind of a little downturn we have right now in the economy, has it affected gun sales, or are people still buying guns?
People are buying guns, and people are buying ammunition, for instance, at a record pace. But for us, the second half of the year will tell us really if people are going to buy hunting firearms. And so really the jury's still out on that question.
Can you give me the take on why we've been having a little bit of the ammunition shortage?
There was a change in presidential administrations last year. There's been a lot of talk about legislative initiatives that might impose taxes, for instance, on ammunition, increase taxes on ammunition, or make ammunition harder to purchase. And when consumers start to hear about that, they always decide to head in and pick up some additional ammunition, potentially ahead of something like that going into effect.
Jim, that's so true. Since last November at Wilderness Fish and Game Store, it's been an incredible amount of people stocking up on ammo, where they'll take a shopping cart and walk down and grab all types. Rifle ammo, rimfire, and shotgun shells, and they're actually hoarding ammo.
Yeah, it's called an ammunition buying surge. We've seen it before in 1994, for instance, when Bill Clinton was elected. We saw a little surge for Y2K, and we saw an additional surge when 9/11 occurred. But the one that we're in right now is unprecedented in the history of the ammunition industry.
Do you hear, as far as what you hear in the industry, is there going to be any changes as far as governmental changes in the ammunition and regulations?
So far, not specifically that the industry is aware of. The one thing that is certain is that we're in a shift away from lead-based ammunition, and copper so far and gilding metal are the two metals that are being used as a replacement for lead. And I expect to see that non-toxic trend continue.
Jeff, that Super X3 shotgun, tell us a little more about that. It's a gas-operated gun, and it's lightweight?
It's a very lightweight gun, gas-operated, and what you get with a gas-operated gun is, instead of all that recoil used from your shoulder to recycle the gun, the gas is actually used to recycle it, so it's a much reduced recoil gun, as opposed to some of the say the inertia guns or a gun that just operates purely on recoil.
We're out here at the state Scholastic shoot, and Gary and I are going to try a few of the firearms, so I'm anxious to shoot some of the new guns and see how they perform. Gary?
Last time you were out here, you had I think you had Patrick Flanagan.
Yes, we did. Yeah, Patrick Flanagan was here doing some exhibition or trick shooting, if you will.
I've seen him many times.
I think
he's interesting.
He is an interesting guy. That's right. I'm sure he's in an event somewhere as we speak.
Are you guys getting? How are you involved in the program here this weekend? You're having all your different firearms here for people to try and look at, and just as far as looking at the new products?
Sure, but these are arsenal guns, we call them, so they're shooter guns, and we invite people to shoot them. We'll provide some of the ammunition.
You said you're going to give everyone, they can have like 5 shells and try out any gun they want?
Absolutely. Obviously, one of our objectives here is to give especially the young shooters an opportunity that they don't otherwise get, and that would be to shoot a variety of different firearms at one venue.
Excellent. Well, guys, we want to thank you for coming out and spending some time with us today in Sauk City.
And I'm sure that we'll talk to you throughout the course of the season, especially when we get closer to the hunting season.
Okay, this is Gary Engberg and Wally Banffy for Outdoor Horizons. We'll be back in just a moment after some messages from our great sponsors.